You'll notice a gain spotting guide up above your head here that'll help you identify the animals you might see that I might miss. We don't always see all those animals. We usually get pretty lucky and see most of them. Check. Radio check.
That looks like a radio check.
Radio check. How y'all doing back here? You having a good morning so far?
Yeah!
Y'all ready for a safari?
Yeah!
Wendy, let's go! Well, the first area we're going to enter into is called the Little Aturi Forest. It's called that because, well, it's a forest. And we're going to see forest animals. Not forest gump, forest animals. First one being this dark brown animal on your right hand side over here with the white stripes on its legs. That's an okapi. Okapi are a real close relative to the giraffe family, not the zebra family, just because they have those stripes. They're shy now, shy animals. They were discovered by Western civilization until 1901. Now just behind that okapi, laying against a fence back, there's a smaller dark brown animal with a yellow back. That is a yellow back duiker. That's the largest of the 20 duiker breeds here in Africa. Around the corner here on the driver's side is a watering hole where we sometimes get to see black rhinoceros getting a drink.
Not today.
Well, I don't see any black rhinos getting a drink right now, but let's turn the corner and see what we can find. Up ahead of us along the edge of the water there on the left-hand side of the road, you'll see a white bird with a long yellow bill. That's a yellow-billed stork. Well, those black rhinoceros sightings are getting rarer and rarer because man poaches those rhinos for their horns and has their numbers down to below 5,000 left in all of wild Africa. Just up ahead of us on the right-hand side of the road, we have some tan animals. They're greater kudu. They're the second largest antelope in all of Africa. Their males can get to be 750 pounds. And up ahead of us on the driver's side is a little clearing. In that clearing you'll see some large black and white birds. They're saddle-billed storks. Now they are the tallest stork in Africa. Their males can get to be 5 feet tall and have a wingspan of up to 9 feet. We're going to leave Aturi Forest now and head over towards the Safi River. Safi River is an area where we get to see the Nile hippopotamus. Hippos are one of our larger animals here in Africa. Their males can get to be 5,000 pounds, and when a baby hippopotamus is born, they're already 85 pounds. Now, hippos will stay in the water most of the day to keep those massive bodies of theirs from overheating, and while they're in the water, they can stay under the water for 5 to 8 minutes at a time. They'll come out of the water at night. Each hippo will eat about 100 pounds of these grasses along the river's edge. They'll do that, they'll maintain that massive body weight of theirs that once again can reach 5,000 pounds. There's some hippos up ahead of this island on the driver's side here. Now out there on that island, you'll see some large white birds. They're pink-backed pelicans. They live in colonies and nest in trees. There you go. I'll stop right up here by this little tree so you guys can see those hippos in the water over there.
They must look like manatees, don't they?
Up ahead of us, right this next turn, you'll see is one of the main reasons why we ask you folks to please stay seated. We've got an old rickety bridge to go across, and underneath of that bridge, some of our less friendly animals. The Nile crocodile. Now, those crocodiles down there, unlike their American cousin the alligator, can get to be 20 feet long, and those massive jaws of theirs have a clamping pressure of up to 1,200 pounds per square inch. They'll use that pressure to crush the bones of any animal they might capture. And yes, for all you skeptics back there, they're all real. This isn't Jungle Cruise. All our animals are real. You need to sit down, big guy. Now that we've left the Safi River area, we're going to head over towards the savannah. And once we get into savannah, you're going to see a totally different group of animals and a totally different ecological system. And speaking of different, up ahead of us on the right-hand side, there's a different looking tree. That's an ancient baobab tree. It's over 1,000 years old. It's often referred to as the upside-down tree because the way its branches look like a root system reaching out into the sky for water. Now, those trees can survive months and months of drought by storing water in their trunk, and they'll go leafless 9 months out of the year. The savannah you see in front of us here is all part of the Serengeti grasslands, which stretches for hundreds of miles across East Africa. It's also the superhighway for millions of migrating animals each year, and home to some of our more famous animals like the lion and the elephant. It all goes to make up the wild Africa that we're all trying to preserve.
He's dressed cool.
The savannah gets its look from the animals that live here. The elephants are the bulldozers. They knock down the trees to get to the tender bark at the top. The giraffe are the pruning shears. They eat the leaves on the underside of the tree so the sun can get through and new grasses grow. The zebra and the wildebeest mow down these tall grasses, while the little nibblers like the warthogs and gazelles trim up the edges. It all goes to create a natural system where there's enough food for everybody. Just up ahead of us here, you'll see 4 large piles of what looks like dirt. They're actually termite mounds. They get hard as concrete, and the elephants like to use them as a scratching post, so they wear them down smooth like this one over here on the right. And the antelope and gazelle use them as a lookout perch to watch out for any lions or cheetahs that might be hiding in these tall grasses out here. Around the corner here on your left-hand side are some dark brown animals with long, skinny horns. They're sable antelope. Their profile's on the emblem of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Now, the real dark brown one out there is the male, and the lighter brown ones are the females and the babies. If you look really careful, you'll see a couple small light brown ones there. They're little baby sable antelope. See the real little one over your left shoulder there? Yep, just running down right there. He is running.
Must like the cool morning.
Up ahead of us here on your right hand side is a giraffe. That's a reticulated giraffe. They get their name from the Latin word reticulata, which means net, so the net-like appearance of those spots on its hide. Now that giraffe, when it's fully grown, can get to be 18 to 20 feet tall, making them the tallest animal in the world. And when a baby giraffe is born, they're already 6 feet tall.
There's another giraffe.
Here's another giraffe up ahead of us here. This is another reticulated giraffe over here on your left-hand side as we go around the corner. And straight ahead of us on the hillside, you'll see some large dark brown animals with huge horns. They're Ankole cattle. Now the horns on those Ankole cattle can get to be 6 feet long, and they can have a circumference at their base of up to 20 inches. The grayish tan animal to the left of them, those Ankole cattle, is a water buck. There's another giraffe out here on your right-hand side. That's a Maasai giraffe. They're one of our smaller giraffe species. They only get to be about 14 to 16 feet tall. And behind that Maasai giraffe, there's some gray animals laying down there, white-bearded wildebeest. They make up the world's largest migrating herd. And yet some more Maasai draft over here on your left-hand side as we go around and up the road here. You can see how different their markings are. Their markings are a lot darker brown than those reticulated giraffe and odder shapes. Smaller, oddball shapes. Just ahead of us here on your left-hand side are some large light brown animals. They're Patterson's eland. They're the largest antelope in all of Africa. Their males can get to be 2,000 pounds and they can stand 6 feet tall at their shoulders.
Whoa! What do you think, Kim?
Up ahead of us on the other side of this next turn, behind those rocks there, is an area called Monkey Point. It gets its name from a group of mandrills that live in the area. Mandrills are the largest monkey in Africa. Mature males can get to be 100 pounds, and they're noted for having brilliant red and blue markings on their faces and behinds. Off to your right-hand side over here by the watering hole is what's called an elephant. There's some mandrills walking around on the ground just underneath these trees and just this side of those trees. You can see them right over the edge of the air. See one by the rope? A small one over there playing with the rope. There you go, getting up, going to swing. There's a larger one just to the left of her. This is an area in the reserve we sometimes can pick up the Harambee Village radio station. Let's see if I can get anyone on the radio out here. Oh, there you go. Feel free to sing along, folks, if you know the words.
That's the biggest animal on the ride.
No, I gotta get rid of this radio, folks. Gotta concentrate going across this bridge here. It looks a lot shakier than what it had here by the crocodiles. I need everybody to hold on everything real tight now. I didn't want to cross your fingers for me.
Cross it up? Okay, now. I think we got it.
Woo, we made it. All right. Thanks for crossing your fingers back there, folks. I think we're getting close to more elephants. I can see the footprints on the road out here. Tusk marks over in the red clay. And the elephants will eat that red clay to get the minerals out of it that they don't get from eating the green stuff all day long.
Look at the front. That's the elephant flavor.
Our African elephants, both the males and the females, have those ivory tusks that are so prized by the poachers. That's why we patrol this reserve with air wardens to come back on any poaching. Elephant calves will stay with their mothers for 13 to 15 years, and in that time, the mothers will teach them how to find food, where to look for water, and most importantly, how to get along with the rest of the herd. The longer we study the elephant's family life, the more we discover their social skills. More of those ancient baobab trees on your right-hand side over here. Up ahead of us here are some greater flamingos. They're the least pink of all the flamingo breeds. They get their coloring from the brine shrimp and other sea creatures that eat with carotene. Now we're heading into a part of the savannah where we sometimes get to see the white rhinoceros. Now the white rhinoceros is one of our great success stories here in Africa. They were hunted to near extinction in the wild by the poachers, and through efforts of reserves like Harambe and others like it, their numbers are back up to a sustainable level once again. These white animals over here on your left-hand side with the brown necks and long skinny horns are scimitar horned oryx. They get their name from the shape of those horns. They look like those ancient Middle Eastern swords, the scimitars. There's one of those white rhinos right over here on the right-hand side there. That rhinoceros gets its name from the African word "weit," which means wide, for the wide jaw that they have. Has nothing whatsoever to do with their color. On the left-hand side over here, you'll see some dark brown animals. They're bantabak. Bantabak are almost totally extinct in the wild. The only place you see them is in reserves like this or zoos. And straight ahead of us, just over the little ridge, there's a cheetah walking around. Must have spied those bantabak. There she is walking around. See her over there? Cheetahs are the fastest animal on Earth. They can reach speeds of up to 70 miles an hour, but they can only do that for short periods of time. Cheetahs, unlike most cats, are daytime hunters. They rely on their keen eyesight to do their hunting instead of their sense of smell. Well, we better get out in front of Cheetah to decide she sees breakfast in this truck. She can do 7 miles an hour. I can only do 8.
I see it right now.
There's a lion laying down right out on the edge of the rocks up ahead of us here on the left. Lions are our largest carnivorous creature here in Africa. They're also nocturnal. They're idle 18 to 20 hours a day, live in groups called prides, and contrary to popular belief, the females do most of the hunting. There he is. There's a female laying down against that tall rock area right just to the right of him and back of him further.
Wow.
That's a young male. See how small his mane is? He's only about 3 years old or so. There's the female. See the female laying in the back there?
Oh, there's its head. See the little one back there?
Up ahead of us here are some warthog burrows. Warthogs are the largest burrowing animal in all of Africa. There's a warthog right there.
Whoa, there's the ostriches! Can't take it. That's your favorite.
Oh, look at that.
They'll use those razor-sharp tusks of theirs to dig out their burrows and also to dig up the ground to be able to get roots and grubs and things like that they like to eat. Just ahead of us on the driver's side are some ostrich eggs. They're the largest eggs laid by any terrestrial creature. And to the left of those eggs are some ostrich. They're a large bird with wings, but they can't fly. They more than make up for it with their land speed. Ostrich can run up to 40 miles an hour. Here's another white rhinoceros on the right-hand side over here. And around the corner here are some white animals with corkscrew-shaped horns. They're addax. Addax can go almost indefinitely without water. They get all the moisture they need to survive from the plants that they eat. There you go, there's some zebras up ahead of us here. They're Grant zebras. And if you look at their noses, you can tell that they actually have black skin because their noses are all black. And they have white and black fur to create the stripes that are on their sides. No two zebras' stripes are ever exactly alike. And when a baby zebra is born,
Oh my God.
They can walk within minutes of being born, and within a few hours be running full speed with the herd. A lot of people think zebras are docile animals. They're not. If a lion starts chasing them, they can kick backwards and break a lion's jaw with their kick.
We're trying, Tim.
Well, I'm going to have to find a word supposed to drop you guys off. I want to thank you folks for all your help out there. Remember, even when you're at home, you too can help save animals in the habitats. Now, if you're interested in other close encounters with animals while you're here in Africa, you can go to the Pangani Forest Exploration Trail. There they've got an underwater viewing area where you can see the Nile hippopotamus, and the glassed-in area where you can see the silverback gorillas. And if you happen to like rats, they've got some naked mole rats over there. Now, when you exit the truck, make sure you look behind you in the seat to see if anything fell out of your pockets, like a wallet or a cell phone. We don't want you to leave anything on the truck. And while you're here in Animal Kingdom, be sure to try to catch that Festival Lion King show. That's the #1 show in all of Disney. And if you have time for a second show, Finding Nemo is a really cute show. And a cute place to go is Rafiki Planet Watch if you got little ones with you. You got a petting farm out there at a conservation station. And here in Africa, we don't like to say goodbye, so we use the Swahili word, Kwaherini, which means go well. So you folks have a wonderful rest of your day here in Africa, and Kwaherini, everybody.
Kwaherini.
You all have a Hakuna Matata day, folks. No hurries, no worries.